Alright, boys and girls. Time for a new video. Well, today I'm at Jake's place to check on a couple of things, and I saw the log splitter sitting here, and I thought, what the heck? Might as well try and start the log splitter. So I pull and pull and pull, no joy. And then I pull the spark plug out, and I see that there's water, a gobble of water bridging the gap. So we all know that water and electricity, well, that's going to be a straight short to ground, so there will be no spark. So I pull it over, and you can see the water specks flying out. So I do have a CDI ignition in this, so I do keep a spark plug when I pull over. And you can see the water flying out. So we're going to give her a WD-40 bath in there, and then we'll pull it over some more. See if we can displace some of the moisture. God darn it. So I think what happened here is, we'll let that set for a second. This exhaust is exposed because this thing sits outside. Was the snow over top of the motor?
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, snow probably got in there and melted.
Hydraulic lines are getting shitty.
Yeah, the other thing is the
Tank's got the hydraulic system has to be redone.
yeah, that tank's we know that. The because the tire's low or empty on this side, Jake's pulling the tractor off of there. It causes water to go into the exhaust, I think, and it backed up. So I just want to get it running. We might have a project for it this summer, so we're gonna wait and see. But I keep my stuff running, you guys know that. So I'm gonna pause the camera and pull some more and see if I can get some of the water out, and then we'll go back to it. Well, Jake tries to beat this brush cutter off of here. Speaking of the brush cutter, yesterday I put some oil in there to try to, it's packed with grease, I don't like that. See what happens. So I threw some 020 motor oil in there just to thin the grease up. Then I ran it for a bit. So yeah, we got to measure that shaft because we have a clutch. I want to put a clutch on it, a safety clutch, and I want to change some of the mounting, so we can use the safety clutch.
Because the
yeah, it's a
is
mess.
Disaster, and it's a fight to get it on and off.
Yeah, she's a mess. Okay, so back to the log splitter. While Jake does that, we'll try and get this thing going. Stand by. Well, I pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled, and still more water coming out of there. So we're bringing out the big guns. We're going to pound it with some compressed air and try to knock some of that water out, because I don't like pulling. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna definitely have to tell you, I hate pulling recoil ropes. So we're gonna get right back to this and fix that little nasty bugger. So we went to the adapter farm and we harvested some adapters to get to where we need to go, because not all our airlines are still on this big stuff that we used to use. So exhaust valve is open, which is kind of a good thing. I don't know if I got all the water out. Let's try hitting it again with some the old WD-40 Panther piss. And then we'll roll that over, stir it around, see where we are now. Here, you can throw some air in that tire, Jake.
Which this one right here on the left side?
Yeah. Now, we're going to call that dry-ish. That's okay, we don't need any of that stuff. This is my fun ratchet. I used to use these back in the day before power tools to spin stuff fast. Back in the old days. And just so all you know, I did put some anti-seize on the spark plug because the threads just feel like crap when you're taking them out. And I'm of the school of thought that torque isn't as big of a concern on a spark plug as is crushing the flat washer or setting the taper seat on a tapered spark plug. And you can argue with me on that, and I've had lots of argument, lots of comments, but that's the way it is. And by the way, there are some manufacturers that recommend putting anti-seize on a spark plug if it's phosphate coated, as opposed to that try whatever is nickel plating that is only good for insertion first time only. So okay, I'm gonna get some pulling going on. Alrighty, so we're on fast. I got the fuel on. Didn't appear to be any water in the fuel when I looked down the hole. Choke is on. Ignition is turned on. Alright, cardinal sin, boys and girls. I did it. You guys got a reason to be mad at me. I forgot to check the oil, which I'm assuming is okay, but the one thing is that this motor did have water in it, so that means there's a big possibility of
She needs AMSOIL.
no, well, there's a big possibility of water in the oil. So let's have a look at that.
For that milky color.
Yeah, we're looking for the milky color. Oh, Lord, lift us up. She's pretty much level.
I would say, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's full of milk.
Is she?
Yeah. All right. Well, we know what's got to go on this one. I don't know if all y'all can see that.
We're gonna have to do a flush.
You can see the milkiness of the oil right there. So there's water in the oil. All right. So before we rush the crankshaft, let's dump the oil out of this real quick, just to save this piece of equipment. So we're going to do a quick oil change on her. You know, we might even do an oil flush, Jake.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. So there's the drain plug there. She's 10 millimeter. Jake's going to pop that open. We'll dump the oil. And we'll throw some regular oil in there, give her a flush run, and then we'll do the AMSOIL up. And we're going to have to cover up this motor. That's my bad. She even grows some peat moss. You gotta love it. Sphagnum peat moss. So anyway, that's our we'll get back to it when we do the oil change. And then we'll show you how to take care of an abused piece of equipment. Wow! Would you look at that? Yeah, I'd say there's water in there, Jake. Oh my God, look at that. She's loaded with cheese at his cottage. We decided to burn half a can of WD-40 in this motor to flush out any of the remaining water. Like you guys know, WD-40 disperses water, so
It's clear, so
that's good now.
that's why we're going to do a flush, because that oil is going to get up into the crankcase and everything, and then we'll flush again.
Yeah.
I would recommend doing a flush or two on these little motors when they get wet.
So she's a great old wood splitter, and we got to keep her going because we got some work coming up for it. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, let's get the drain plug and we'll throw oil in her. All right, here. I can't tell what's. I don't know. Here you go. So all I got for suitable oil is this. We use this for, you know, stuff that we don't want to waste the money on. So that's what we're going to put in there. It works. I mean, it works. It's decent oil. You stand her up a little bit, the funnel.
Yeah.
That's the best you're going to get.
Like that. Guys complain about the fill angle on these ever?
Whoa, Jimmy, what are you doing?
You were a little bit overzealous there.
Yeah, I got overexcited and boy, wasted that.
If that was AMSOIL, we would have had to remortgage.
Oh yeah, we'd have remortgaged the house and cried about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you looking down that hole? What do we see? So that one.
Remember we're tipped,
it had to be more. Let me try again.
Remember we're tipped too though, right?
Yeah. I try not to be so crazy. Everybody likes to watch it pour. Look at me making the mess.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll come out of the ground, back in the ground.
Rachel Notley's gonna come for us. Oh. We're doing our best to avoid the Exxon Valdez here.
What a gong show. You guys do this shit for a living? No. We pretend. That's a crappy funnel.
The fill angle's not super great on these motors. The flexi ones probably work better for them. You don't have room because of the head.
What do you got there now?
I don't know. I think we're full.
No. You full?
Probably.
Oh, I can see it shaking a little bit more. Tiny bit more. We'll see what happens.
You gonna overfill it a bit for the flush?
No.
Okay, that's good right there.
Is it pouring out?
Yeah, it's coming up the funnel there.
Is it?
Okay.
All right. All right. Put the cap in.
She's
we'll
full.
call her did.
Then we're gonna run it for a bit.
I'll be like James Conn here. Okay.
You have to film, put the cap back on?
Yeah, well, yeah. Gotta show everybody what you're doing. This guy's smart. I won't knock him. His videos are fun to watch sometimes. But we're throwing this on, why not? Just because, I guess. I don't have a torque wrench right now to torque my wing nut, but we'll just pretend that we did. And then turn the on switch back to on. Probably might need some choke. Fuel is still on. And we're at full throttle. There we go, we'll let that run. little over 5 psi, and it's maybe 70 maybe 70 degrees. 75.